Some prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Om Namo Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. So the verse is 2.26. Atha chainam nityajatam nityam va manyase mritam
Nityam va manyase mritam.
tathapi tvam mahabaho
Tathapi tvam mahabaho.
nainam shochitum arhasi.
Nainam sochitum arhasi.
So this is 2.26. So chapter 2 began with Krishna reprimanding Arjun. Chapter 1 ended with Arjun giving up his weapons and giving up his intention to fight. He gave up to fight. He gave up his dharma. He gave up his duty, which is to fight. And for that, Krishna reprimanded him in the initial verses of Bhagavad Gita, which is from 2.1 till 2.4, 2.5. And then Arjun surrendered himself to Krishna, saying that he doesn't know what is dharma. Explain what is dharma to me. For sure, what is dharma to me? Exactly what is dharma? Please explain. Because he said he is karpanya dosh, he is bewildered. He is not able to understand what he should do, what he should not. So he surrendered to Krishna. That was in 2.6. And from 2.6 onwards, he surrendered and said to Krishna that I am your disciple. Please enlighten me. And 2.6 onwards, when Krishna started speaking, after a few verses, he started speaking as his guru, as Arjun's guru, not as his friend. Before that, he was speaking to him as a friend. But now he took the position of a guru. So when Krishna started speaking from 2.11 onwards, it was more authoritative and more instructive. So to understand this, if you read the verses from 2.11 onwards, you'll see there are direct instructions given to Arjun that you should not lament. So 2.11 till 2.30, the whole series of verses, almost 20 verses, that is the center of this chapter, Sankhya Yoga. And these verses are presenting this Sankhya Yoga. Sorry, these verses are presenting this Sankhya Yoga. Krishna is presenting Sankhya Yoga, the best philosophy from the best philosopher. So he starts from 2.11 onwards, the characteristics of the soul. So he says soul cannot be killed. It cannot be, nothing can pierce the soul. It is not soluble in water. It cannot be dried up. It is eternal. It cannot be burnt by fire. So he gave all the characteristics of soul in the process of elimination to understand what is the soul. He gives all the details about the soul. Why is he giving the details about the soul? So that Arjun identifies himself as the soul, not as the body, and understand his duty rather than relating himself to everyone and not doing his duty. From 2.11 to 2.30, these are the verses. But there is a small twist when Krishna reaches 2.26. So from 11 till 25, Krishna explains that soul is eternal and this body is mortal. Body will be eliminated, but the soul will be not. But in 2.26, Krishna, which we discuss now, which we recited now, Krishna says that atha chainam, if however you believe that the soul takes birth, nitya jatam, jatam takes birth, always born, nitya jatam. So ja is the word comes, which is for jivan, jalaja, which is the lotus flower. So ja is life. So if you think that the soul is born and manyase mritam, it dies as well. So if you think that the soul takes birth and dies, even then you do not have any reason to lament and not do your duty. So Krishna knew that in the future generation, when in the next yuga and in the next generation of people, there will be people who will challenge this, saying that what is the soul, what is the existence of the soul, and they will challenge it. They will not agree to the existence of the soul, and they will only agree to the bodily concept of life. So for them, this verse is very important, that if, as per the current modern science, if this body is a mixture of only chemicals, according to the Darwin theory, what does the Darwin theory say? Where does the body come from? Where does the life come from? Anyone?
Monkeys or something.
Yeah, before monkeys.
Apes.
Okay, before apes. So there is a series of different life, fish, then this, and this. It comes down to a very small cell, which was generated through a mixture of chemicals, which was called amoeba.
Yeah, atom and
So a formation of chemicals from the matter formed something called as a small organism, and that further developed into a human being. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Right? So life came out from matter as per Darwin theory. So if that is to be believed, although there is no practical evidence of life coming from matter, I mean, there is no example I can see or anyone can, portray. So life coming out from matter, although there are various examples of life coming out from life. So there is no example given of, or no practical evidence of life coming out from matter. Even if we believe that theory that life comes from matter, and then it's a bunch of chemicals which is forming this life, even then, if you believe that, Krishna says, there is no reason to lament. So if there are some chemicals which are destroyed, why would you lament over it? That is 2.26. Okay, so that should not stop you from doing your duty, your dharma. So that is 2.26. We'll move on to 2.27 now. Please refer to your books. Please repeat after me. Verse 27. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityur
जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्युर्
dhruvam janma mritasya cha
ध्रुवं जन्म
जन्मामृतस्य
मृतस्य
च
च
tasmadapariharyerthe
तस्मादपि हार्यते
तस्मादपरिहार्यते
न त्वं शोचितुम् अर्हसि
न
न
tvam
त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि
जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्युर्
chatas
जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्युर्
ध्रुवं जन्म मृतस्य च
dhruvam
ध्रुवं
janma
जन्म
mritasya
मृतस्य च
तस्मादपरिहार्येऽर्थे
तस्मादपरिहार्येते
न त्वं शोचितुम् अर्हसि
न
न
tvam
त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि
जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्युर्
chatasya
जातस्य हि
ध्रुवं
ध्रुवोर्मृत्युः
जन्म मृतस्य च
dhruvam
ध्रुवं जन्म मृतस्य च
तस्माद् अपरिहार्येऽर्थे
tasma
तस्मादपरिहार्येते
न त्वं शोचितुम् अर्हसि
न
न
tvam
त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि
one who take one who has taken his birth is sure to die, and after death one is sure to take birth again. These are Krishna's words. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. So Krishna further extends his statement on lamentation. So what is lamentation?
continuous grief,
Continuous grief. What does that bring? Continuous grief.
depression, anxiety,
Okay, very good. Yes. What else?
Negativity in thoughts,
Yes. Anything else?
sorrow,
Sorrow. There is one more factor or one more aspect. It's continuous lamentation can bring.
Prabhu, is it losing interest in life? That's depression.
Yes. Fear.
Mhm.
So there is a fear on attempting things. Have you come across something like there is something new given to you? Because you don't know the background of that, there is a fear of doing that. And people who do not fear on attempting something new, generally they are more successful than the others who don't. That's how the corporate world is, right?
Prabhu, can you please repeat that? I missed on.
So
somewhere.
when we work in any organization or any kind of um, activity in this material world, any new thing given to you which you do not have an experience of, something very new, to attempt something new, to attempt something unknown is considered to be brave. Correct?
Mhm.
That's how you are judged upon, right? When they throw something at you, you haven't done that before, and you say, yes, I will do it. They call it you are confident. That's good.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yes. And what is that reason that person is doing it? Because he has done it in the past. He has faced problems, but he has overcome on that. That has made him fearless. That's okay. I'll see what happens. And the person who is fearless, why is he fearless? Because he has seen the worst. So if he has seen something bad before, gone through that bad stuff, and then he has come out of that, and then a new situation comes in front of him, he's able to handle it because he has seen worst in the past. And that's something called as experience. That's what the people look for, right? How much bad someone has seen in the past. So when someone hires you, these are the questions they ask you. What have you handled before? That shows you that people generally are looking for people who do not fear in attempting something new. And Krishna is giving that same thing to us, that you do not have to fear on doing things. So what is the fundamental quality for not being fearful? It is clarity, not confidence. So if you say that, yes, I can do it, but you do not have a background of handling some bad situations, you will be in a bad position at some point. But here, Krishna knows that Arjun has already handled a lot of war single-handedly. He's an excellent warrior. He has done things in the past. He has handled bad situations. He can handle this situation. So why is he fearing? He's trying to help him come out of his lamentation. So when we have such situations, what should we do? Can we just hear Krishna saying that do not lament and we stop lamenting? Does it work?
No, Prabhu.
It doesn't, right? The
No.
fear is still there, correct? And why is that fear still there?
Because we attach with the materialistic things.
Exactly. Because the shelter is wrong. The shelter is not with Krishna. The shelter is somewhere else. Krishna will explain this in chapter 6. It will come forward. It will come in the future chapters as to where we should be looking for the shelter. So Arjun at the moment, he's only observing the armies. He has not taken shelter of Krishna completely. He's just relating himself with the relatives. He's just looking at the armies. He's just getting fearful. But the moment he'll take shelter of Krishna, he will understand and he'll get a lot of clarity. Once he gets a clarity, he'll be able to fight. This same situation happens with us. So that's the reason we have to analyze and understand our situation very clearly. And that's why we have to understand our position. So Krishna says very clearly that one who has taken his birth is sure to die. And after death, one is sure to take birth again. But the modern philosophy does not tell us that. They tell us that, yes, as sure as death, but after death, everything is over. That's what we learn. We do not learn this, that after death, there is birth also. So soul gets another body. We will understand this in the future chapters. But as of now, this is a very strong statement by Krishna. That as sure as death, yes, but after death, as sure as rebirth also. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. I would like to give a bit of a background. So this clearly says there is a rebirth of the soul. But many of the other religions, they do not believe in this concept. Initially, everyone spoke the same philosophy as per Bhagavad Gita. But there were a lot of changes in the other religious principles which made them divert or deviate. Would you like to know how Christianity was affected?
Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
Prabhu.
Yeah. So the initial stages of Christianity, if you see, going back in the days, where it all started from was a place called Constantinople. In today's times, Istanbul, Turkey. So the king of Constantinople was King Constantine. That's how it was named. And at that time, the Bible used, at that time, the Bible was the original Bible as per the initial original organic writings, not what it is today. So in that, they had the mention of rebirth, reincarnation. Now, what happened at that stage was Constantine got married to a lady. Of course, she became the queen. But in her past life means the same life, but in her past times in the same life, before marriage and some time back, she was a prostitute. She had a very bad background. And there were many people who knew about her background. So what she did after becoming the queen, because she had power in her hand, she got all those people eliminated, killed. So there were thousands of people who were killed by her, so that her truth is not known. But it so happened that she read the Bible after killing all those people, and in Bible it was mentioned that you will get reaction in your next life, if not now. So reactions are inevitable. You'll get them. Now, what she did next was even amazing. So because she was in power, she had access to manipulate the scriptures. So she actually got all the verses of Bible removed which spoke about rebirth and reincarnation. That is history. So that's why if you see Bible, it does not speak about this, although there are some mentions of afterlife in that. So even if you see, Christians do speak about afterlife at some point, but that is just a offshoot from the original scripture, not the original scripture itself, which spoke about rebirth. So if you can take out the whole, so as a person, if you think what the queen was thinking, that if I take out everything from the rebirth, so there is no reaction after that. There is no talk about reaction. Then who knows what's going to happen next? That's why everything what happens is in this life. There is no afterlife and there is no reactions or no karmic reactions after that. So that was her peace of mind. So in this way, there were many amendments which were done to the Bible. So if you see in today's times also, you'll see there is Old Testament, there is New Testament, there is this amendment, there is that amendment. If you look at the fundamental listings in the Bible, like the first one, which is the commandments of Bible. The first one is, which is the first commandment of Bible? Anyone knows?
Love thy neighbor.
Thou shall not kill. So that's the first commandment. But it was manipulated, not manipulated, I would say it was amended. That word was changed. The kill was changed to a different word. So if you read today's Bible, amended Bible, it says, thou shall not murder. Is there a difference between kill and murder? Kalpesh?
Yes.
What is the difference?
I don't know actually. I can't explain it, but there's definitely difference there.
What is the difference? Anyone else?
It's a very good question actually.
Anyone knows what's the difference between kill and murder?
Prabhu, is it the intention behind?
No, it's the object of where you. So kill refers to any living being, but murder refers to only humans.
Humans. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Smart move, isn't it?
Uh,
true, Prabhu. Kill animals
Yeah,
and eat them.
exactly. That gives you the authority to kill. You do not murder, but you can kill.
Prabhu, just
So the first testament of Bible, the initial Old Testament, the initial organic Bible, as you said, is thou shall not kill. And there is a very good discussion between Srila Prabhupada and a French Catholic Pope. You can see it on YouTube. You might find one.
homework, Prabhu, for
Where
us.
Srila Prabhupada says that to that French Catholic Pope, that how can you spread or propagate Bible when you do not follow your commandments? So he was shocked to hear that. He said, we do follow our commandments. He said, no, you don't. He said, it's thou shall not kill, but you kill all the animals and you eat meat. So that way, there are many amendments which are done to the Bible. And at the end of the times, when Jesus was giving all these commandments and things, he said that at the end, that there is much more to what I have told you apart from the commandments, but you guys are not ready yet to hear. Just follow what I have told you, but they couldn't even follow that, unfortunately. So that is consciousness. That's what is degraded over a period of time, unfortunately. So when we look at Bhagavad Gita is a scripture which is not amended at all. So when we read from Bhagavad Gita, we are getting it from the original source. So be assured that what Krishna's teachings are, they are authentic and they are really, really organic. These are not being touched. These verses stay the same from thousands of years. Nothing touched. Of course, the interpretation can be different, but the verses of Bhagavad Gita are still the same. So one who takes this birth is sure to die, and after death, one is sure to take birth again. So Krishna affirms here that after death, there is birth. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, so when you look at your relatives, they are going to die any which ways, even if you don't kill them. So might as well do your duty and kill them, because you're doing dharma. They are standing on the wrong side. Why don't you do your duty? Instead of lamenting, just do your duty. So that is a thing for us. We get emotionally attached to people and we don't do our duty. Yes. So Krishna is telling very clearly that even if it comes to the point where your own relatives are standing on the wrong side of the fence, you have to take action against them as per dharma and do your duty. Do not lament. So the problem is not outside, the problem is inside us. We fear on doing things because the clarity is not there. So Krishna is giving him very good clarity. No confusion at all. If you don't kill them, they will die any which way. So better do your duty and kill them. They will get a new body any which ways. Don't worry about it. Yeah. So that is 2.27. Any questions so far? All good?
Prabhu, one question.
Yeah.
Prabhu, what is the connection between when we do our duties and the karmas of those relatives? Like when Arjuna his duty is to kill them, and they're gonna be dying anyways, but their karmas are also there. So how are they all connected at this stage?
Whose karma? The person who's going to die.
Yes, Prabhu.
So his karmas have brought him to that situation where he's going to die. That's why Arjuna is killing. So what we see around us, what people we see around us, who come into our life around us, who do the activities with us, they are nothing but our karmas.
So they are connected through karmas because they're coming
Yes, that's correct.
in front of each other.
That's
And
correct.
we should do our duties guided by the shastras.
That's right.
And anyways, they're gonna die, so we should not stop ourselves from not doing our duties, right?
That's
Prabhu?
what Arjun is supposed to say. But we are not supposed to kill
Yeah,
until
obviously.
it is our duty to kill. We are not Kshatriyas, so we may not be eligible to kill anyone. We are not in a state of war unless we are in a state of war with someone, confronting each other. But the point here we have to understand is that nothing should stop us doing our duty if it is our dharma. If if we are obligated to do something, we should go ahead and do it.
Yes, Prabhu. So we should follow dharma and we should do our duties. And We should not get into any attachments and all, right? That's what it was, right?
What is your thought about attachment?
Like, for example, Prabhu, like we meet people, we get attached, but then our dharma says, like dharma says not to be associated, right?
So
Or
in
to be
your instance,
associated.
I'll give you an example. In your situation, if say you are a mother and you have a child, and the child is doing something wrong, but because you are loving that child, you ignore his wrongdoings and you let the person do something which is not correct according to some rules and regulations, but that is not right. So that is attachment. So attachment is when you love someone, when you like someone and ignore his wrongdoings. That's attachment. Does it make sense?
Yes, Prabhu, certainly I
Like Dhritarashtra was attached to Duryodhan. Attached means it doesn't mean that he was loving him. It means that he was loving even his wrongdoings. That is attachment.
So then the duty becomes to
So that is not duty. That is
yeah.
attachment.
Yeah,
So if
that's
you are
right,
doing
Prabhu.
your duty, then you will not be attached to someone who's doing something wrong, but you will correct the person who's doing something wrong. You will try at least to correct that person.
And you'll be fearless doing that, right, Prabhu?
Yes, you have to be
Yeah,
fearless.
because
Krishna says that you don't have to lament, you don't have to be fearful. Because if you're doing your duty, then you should not be fearful.
and for that, Prabhu, we need to have clarity. Like,
So the clarity is that as a father, what is my dharma for Dhritarashtra, or as a mother, what is my dharma to do that? So that clarity is important.
yeah, so that clarity will guide us. What is
So
the
how do you get that clarity is the next question. That clarity comes if you are under the shelter of Krishna, not under the shelter of Maya. You will get wrong guidance if you are under the shelter of Maya. And what do you mean by under the shelter of Krishna and what under the shelter of Maya? Kalpesh, question for you. I'll give you an example, direct example for everyone. Say, for example, you had a very bad situation. Someone very close died, or something very bad happened with you, or something really, really bad happened with you. What will you do at that point? Will you go and drink? Will you go and smoke? Will you go and try to do your sense gratification? Something to do, some immoral activity so that you enjoy your senses so that you can forget the pain. If you do that, you are under Maya straight away. Wrong shelter. But if you ignore those urges of your body which tell you to do something wrong to satisfy your senses so that you forget your pain, you ignore them and force yourself to take the shelter of Srimati Radharani's feet and go and chant Krishna's names. Think about Krishna, sit down there, do some service to Krishna, just do something which takes you away from Maya and takes you closer to Krishna. If you do even 1% of that, that means you are in the shelter of Krishna. As simple as that. Does it make sense?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, I'm going to have an interesting chat with you on this one after this class.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. So that is called, but Arjun was very fortunate to have Krishna right in front of him. So he doesn't have to go anywhere. He was under the shelter of Krishna, but he just didn't know that. It's the same thing with us, actually. We do have Krishna consciousness within us, but it's dormant. We do not know about it. But the moment we start scratching a little bit, then we start feeling, oh man, there's a lot underneath. I need to explore more. And when you see the results happening with you, better intelligence, better decisions, better approach to work, better implementation of things, better application of things. When you see all these things happening, then you start believing, no, I don't have to be in the wrong shelter. Then automatically you start drifting and becoming Krishna consciousness. Does it make sense? Radha Mataji, did I answer your question?
Yes, Prabhu. Practically.
Yeah.
when you said somebody dies, I'm like, I'm gonna run to temple. Or I'm just gonna chant or aarti. So yes.
So you have to choose what you take up when you are under a turbulence or when you are under a temptation. Both times. That is your test. And this is what Krishna sees. He intervenes in your life only if you take a shelter. Otherwise, Maya is there any which ways.
And
Okay.
Prabhu, sorry, Prabhu, just want to ask you. In one of the lectures, they said that a regular practice, like, every time choosing, every time saying no to the Maya, and every time keep regularly practicing.
Not possible to do that, unfortunately.
Oh, no. Means
So,
okay,
if you start doing this, so I'll show you the graph. This is the cardiogram. I always show this to everyone. Initially, the person is like this. Take up straight away. He just goes to Maya. Oh my God. Problem with me? Rush, drink, rush, do something immoral straight away and satisfy your sense and forget about that. But then he gets more remorsed after. He gets much worse feelings after he does this, because the mind, how it works, as I explained you last time when I was there in Sydney, the mind works like that bad friend of yours. He will tell you to rob a bank, but then he'll become the judge and tell you rob the bank. So mind is like that. Okay, so we have to ignore the mind at the time when it tells us to do something wrong, when we are under turbulence or under temptations. So that's what we have to do. So if you say no to that, then even 1% of that attempt, Krishna will help you. So it will not happen instantly. So after that, maybe it is like this, and then you'll have a pause, and then you'll have a pause. You may still get those effects. You may still take to wrongdoings, but that's okay. But it will diminish. It will slowly come down, and you will realize that yes, I am not going to Maya quite often. I'm going to Maya less, and slowly the time will come when you will not take the shelter of Maya at all, and you'll be fully taking the shelter of Krishna, and that's when you become devotee of Krishna. And that's when things start to happen the way you want them to happen. And you'll be very careful of desiring then. You won't, because you won't be desiring material at that time. That's the stage we have to reach.
So, Prabhu, we need regular practice.
Absolutely.
Of saying no to Maya.
Yes.
And taking that shelter. And
it's
I think
always
really
in the
regular
thought.
practice.
Yes.
With choices.
Thought has to be very, very strong.
Very strong, yeah.
We have to make sure that we don't drift. We don't drift. We have to pull ourselves back again.
And probably, Prabhu, then chanting and right association helps you, right?
Yes.
To get you to the right choice.
Yes. Harinam is the best way. Harinam is the best way. Try to chant. Think about the lotus feet of Radharani. Always take to that. She will help you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
2.28. We'll do this verse. Please repeat after me. Avyaktadini bhutani.
Avyaktadini bhutani.
Vyaktamadhyani bharata.
Vyaktamadhyani bharata.
Avyakta nidhananyeva.
Avyakta nidhananyeva.
Tatra ka paridevana.
Tatra ka parivedana.
Avyaktadini bhutani.
Avyaktadini bhutani.
Vyaktamadhyani bharata.
Vyaktamadhyani bharata.
Avyakta nidhananyeva.
Avyakta nidhananyeva.
Tatra ka paridevana.
Tatra ka parivedana.
Avyaktadini bhutani.
Avyaktadini bhutani.
Vyaktamadhyani bharata.
Vyaktamadhyani bharata.
Avyakta nidhananyeva.
Avyakta
Nidhananyeva.
Tatra ka paridevana.
Tatrika
Parivedana.
paridevana.
all created beings are unmanifest in their beginning, manifest in their interim state, and unmanifest again when annihilated. So what need is there for lamentation? So now Krishna is further going deeper to explain the cycle of this birth and death, and also the cycle of manifestation, creation, manifestation, and annihilation. So I'll give you a very simple example. Say, for example, a table we are sitting on or chair we are sitting on. When you bought this table, a few years before you bought this table, say this table was new, was this a table before that?
No,
No,
Prabhu. It was
it
wood.
was a piece
No,
of
it
wood or
was
a
a
piece
wood.
of plastic or
Logs.
piece of ceramic, whatever. Yeah. And then it manifested to be a table. In the next 50 to 100 years, will this be a table? Not sure. It may be something else. This is how this matter is. Krishna is explaining very simple. So this whole universe was nothing until it was created. Created, then it manifested. And after it manifested, it will be annihilated again. Yeah. So what are the 5 major elements in Bhagavad Gita which we discuss about?
Prabhu, Jeev, Jeevatma, Paramatma,
Ishvara,
Ishwar, and nature, Prabhu. What do you call it?
Prakriti,
Prakriti,
Prakriti, and what is it?
Kala.
Kal,
Sorry, the time was important.
5th was Karma.
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 Okay.
Jeev,
So
Jeev.
what is temporary in all these 5?
Jeev.
Jeev is temporary. So
Because
we
we
are
have Jeev.
temporary.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else?
The body is temporary rest, like the soul.
So Jiva means body.
Yes. Oh, okay, Prabhu. No, Prabhu. Soul, super soul, they are permanent. Then time is, Prabhu, time is permanent.
Yes.
Kal. Prakriti. Prakriti.
Anyone else wants to try? You can analyze for some time, Mataji. That's all right. Yeah. Yes. Anyone else wants to try? Kshitij?
So Atma and Paramatma are permanent. They
Yeah,
never
so Jiva and
Jiva
Ishvara.
and Ishwar. Yeah. So
Yeah.
there is no doubt about that. Anyone happy to challenge.
Sure.
After that, Kal is always changing, so it's not permanent
Kal
again.
is
It's
not
temporary.
permanent. Okay.
But it is
Kal
permanent.
is
It is always
permanent.
there. Yeah, it is always there.
Very nice. Good. So Kal also is eternal. It's always there.
Infinite.
Okay.
Always
3.
okay.
Okay. Number 4.
Prakriti.
Prakriti. So Prakriti is changing again.
Prakriti is changing. That changing is okay, but is it temporary?
No,
No.
Prabhu, eternal.
No, eternal again. Yeah.
It isn't it? Yes. So that's what Krishna is saying. That all the created beings are unmanifested in the beginning. They get manifested again and then unmanifested again. So there is a cycle, but it is always there.
Mm.
So what is temporary?
So karma.
Karma only.
Exactly. Now you got it. So karma. And why karma is temporary?
Because it changes when we do good, Prabhu, it becomes good karmas.
There is no question of change, Mataji. We're talking about temporary. Temporary is different to change. Two different words.
It's either
Temporary,
plus or
change.
minus.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, Kalpesh. What is
It's
it?
either plus or minus when it comes to karma.
Yes. But why is it see, there is
So it's
temporary and there is eternal, permanent. That means always there. Temporary means it is not there always. So why do we say karma is temporary? Not
karma is associated. Sir Proj, we have discussed this many times.
Yes.
Karma is always associated with body.
Correct.
And that's the
Right.
reason we And of course, we take
Exactly.
that karma and get the swarga or nark or whatever rest thing, but
Yes.
it is of course associated with body. That's why it's temporary.
That
Yes.
is
Correct.
correct.
So it is not associated with your soul. Karma is associated with your body. So you get a body based on your karma, and you may give up your body based on your karma. And based on your karma, if the karma happens to be nullified, that you did do not good, not bad, it is zero, you don't have any other body remaining. The shell is open, mind is open, and you are released. The eternal jiva becomes liberated. And when it is under the influence of the mind and the body within that encapsulation, then it is a contaminated soul. Correct?
Yep.
So karma is something which is temporary. And once karma is finished, zero karma, no good, no bad, then your soul is liberated. So these are the 5 aspects. But what Krishna is saying in this verse, he's talking about the created beings. All the created beings are unmanifest in the beginning. They're not there. So if they are not there in the beginning, that means there is a creation process, and then there is a manifest process, and then there is unmanifest again. So if this whole creation is like this, what is the use of lamenting?
Mm. The third law of energy, I think. The energy always gets transformed from one form to
One
another.
form to another.
It can neither be destroyed
Even
nor
science
be
says that,
created.
yes.
Yeah.
So
True,
there is
Prabhu, it
no
stays there.
destruction. So it is always there. Material energy is always there. Matter is always, matter doesn't get destroyed. It just gets transformed. Exactly what Krishna says that. So where is the point of lamentation? Yeah, that is verse 2.29. So we'll go to 2.30 now. Sorry, 2.28 is what we finished.
Yeah,
We'll go to
29 now.
2.29 now. Yeah. Now this verse is known as an amazing verse. You will know very soon why it is called an amazing verse. So you remember this verse as an amazing verse. 2.29 verse is amazing verse. Please repeat after me. Ascharyavat pashyati kaschid enam.
Ashcharyavat
Ascharyavat pashyati
pashyati kaschid
kaschitenam.
Do you think it's the right meter?
No, Prabhu.
No, right? Maza nahi aa
No.
raha na? So we have to go as per the correct meter. Remember the verse where we changed our meter last? Yes, who will tell me where we had changed our verse meter of reciting the verses?
In chapter 2 only,
Yes,
that when Krishna starts speaking, 2.11,
11.
I guess. Yeah.
But that is straight. Ashochanvashocastam pragyavadam shabhasase.
Mhm.
So that is a straight meter. What is a different meter? Any verse, I mean, not something which you have to point at, we started with, a different meter verse. Does someone know what is 2.6?
I can open, Prabhu, if you want.
Yeah, but what
2.6.
is the meter of that verse is more important. So it is different to how other verses are sung. So it is Karpanya dosho pahatasva bhava prachhami tvam dharma sammudha cheta yacha shreyasyam nishchitam bruhi tanme shishyastiham shadimam tvam prapannam. So it's a little
No,
longer
it's
verse.
2.7.
Yeah, 2.7, sorry. So this is a little longer verse than
Yeah.
normal. So this is also a little longer verse. It's got 4 lines as compared to 2, correct? So it has to be sung. Bhagavad Gita is singing. Okay, so when you sing Bhagavad Gita, it has to be sung in a proper meter. Okay, so we'll sing, we'll try to put this in a proper meter, in the same meter as that. Okay, we'll try that. Ascharyavat pashyati kaschidinam. Is this correct now?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. Okay,
Sounds good.
Yeah. So, Ascharyavat pashyati
Pashyati
kaschidinam.
kaschidinam.
Ascharyavat
Ascharyavat
pashyati
pashyati kaschidinam.
kaschidinam.
Ascharyavat vadati tathaiva chanyah.
Ascharyavat
Ascharyavat dadati
vadati
tathaiva
chanya.
chanyah.
Ascharyavat shranoti.
Ascharyavat chainam
Ascharyavatchainamanyः
anyah
शृणोति.
shrunoti.
Vapi enam vedana chaiva kaschid.
Krutvapi enam
कृत्वाप्येनं
vedana
वेद वेद
kanyakascheva kaschid.
कश्चैव
Ascharyavat
कश्चित्
pashyati kaschidinam.
Ascharyavat
आश्चर्यवत्
pashyati
पश्यति
kaschidinam.
कश्चिदेनम्
Ascharyavat vadati tathaiva chanyah.
Ascharyavat
आश्चर्यवत्
vadati
वदति
tathaiva
तथैव
chanya.
चान्यः
Ascharyavat shranoti.
Ascharyavat chainam anyah
आश्चर्यवच्चैनमन्यः शृणोति
shrunoti.
Shrutvapi nam vedana chaiva kaschid.
Krutvaapya enam
श्रुत्वाप्येनं
vedana
वेद
chaiva
कचैव
kaschid.
कश्चित्
Ascharyavat pashyati kaschidinam.
Ascharyavat
आश्चर्यवत्
pashyati
पश्यति
kaschidinam.
कश्चिदेनम्
Ascharyavat vadati tathaiva chanyah.
Ascharyavat
आश्चर्यवत्
vadati
वदति
tathaiva
तथैव
chanya.
चान्यः
Ascharyavat chainamanyah shranoti.
Ascharyavat chainam anyah
आश्चर्यवच्चैनमन्यः शृणोति
shrunoti.
Shrutvapi nam vedana chaiva kaschid.
Krutvaapya enam
श्रुत्वाप्येनं
vedana
वैदर्क चैव
kaschid.
कश्चित्
Some look on the soul as amazing. Some describe him as amazing. And some hear of him as amazing. While others, even after hearing about him, cannot understand him at all. Amazing? Yeah,
Yes, Prabhu.
it's an amazing verse.
Amazing.
Obviously, Prabhu, you can't see anything, you can't hear him, you can't do anything. So obviously,
Amazing
everybody
verse.
is like, how do
So
you understand him?
understand this verse in a way. So this is Sanskrit. The way it is written in such a poetic verse, this only Veda Vyas, genius Veda Vyas can do it. You know, he has put this in such a way that you can sing it, and it is so amazing that things here I will tell you, I will break it up in different ways so that you can understand this verse. Now, so there are particular words here you have to focus on. Kaschid. So before kaschid, so kaschid is something, but pashyati, vadati, shrunoti. These are the three keywords here. Pashyati means see. Vadati means speak. Shrunoti means hear. So there are three words as you see. So someone is seeing, someone is speaking, someone is hearing. Three things. Yeah. Now the three aspects also in terms of who is hearing, who is seeing, and who is speaking. They are also three. Try to understand this now. So there are, so one, there is a subject you talk about. One, there is subject when you talk. So there is a noun, there is a verb, and then there is a third thing, adjective. Yeah. Can we say adjective? No, the verb is the process. So noun and two nouns and then verb, one verb, three aspects. So I'll explain you what I mean by that. So first, let's take the soul. Okay, some say that means the one who is seeing the soul says the soul is amazing. Okay, someone who's hearing about the soul, that soul is amazing. Then one who hears about or speaks about the soul, that soul is amazing. Okay, number. Now, other way around, the one who sees the soul as amazing is amazing. Okay, the person who's seeing the soul is amazing. The person who's hearing about the soul is amazing, and the person who is talking about or speaking about the soul is amazing. third aspect, the verb, the process that seeing the soul, he's amazed. Hearing about the soul, he's amazed. And third, speaking about the soul, he's amazed. You see the complexity, but how nice this verse is, that because the soul is such a tiny part. What is the calculation of the soul's size? Anyone?
Anuatma is what we say.
Yeah, but we had done the discussion on what is the
Oh, yeah.
calculation of the size.
1000.
Balagrasta shatabhagas shatata kalpitasya cha. So if you take the tip of the hair, Balagrasta shatabhagas, shatabhag means 100 divided by 100. So 1 by 100, shatabhagas shatata, again by 100. That means 1 divided by 10,000.
10,000, right?
Correct?
1 10,000.
1 by 100, then again by 100 means 1 divided by 10,000. Correct? Shala vala grasta shatabhagasya shatata kalpitasya cho. So if you divide the tip of that, and that little minute particle has so much of potency that Krishna explained from 2.11 till this verse, that it can drive a small microorganism, a little ant, or it can also move a big elephant. That's why everybody who sees or thinks about the soul, it is amazing. Describe that soul as amazing, and hear about the soul, that is also amazing. While even after hear about him, there are many people in this world who cannot understand the soul at all. That is also amazing, that they cannot understand. So Krishna is actually praising everyone. That how amazing are the people who understand the soul, but how amazing are the people they cannot understand the soul. Yeah. So Krishna is someone who even loves his bad kids. Yeah. So that is 2.29. If we look at 2.30, where Krishna comes back to the description of a soul before he starts speaking on a different subject. So we'll talk about it in our next class. Okay, so we'll end our discussion here. 2.29. Any questions or comments?
Thank you, Prabhu, for the amazing, what should I say, explanation. Never heard before.
Oh, the verses are amazing. What am I doing? I'm just reading. Amazing verses, aren't they?
And Prabhu, what was the homework you gave something in the beginning? What was that?
There was no homework. You can research
Nahi,
if you like.
matlab,
So there's a
what is
discussion
the
between Srila Prabhupada and a French Catholic
French Pope.
Pope, or no, not Pope, a Catholic priest,
on the topic, Prabhu?
Christian
So,
priest.
on the topic?
I think it's just a discussion. You can hear the whole discussion. I think it's there somewhere on a video.
Okay, Prabhu.
So
And it's about soul that we're looking for? Like
no,
what?
you can hear the whole video. You'll find a lot of things in that. It's about cows also. It's about meat eating. Yeah, it's about many things. So you can hear Srila Prabhupada. Have you seen Srila Prabhupada's videos?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
And
So-
audios as well, Prabhu, like
Yeah,
his
yeah.
transcripts. And
So this is one of the rare video. I think very old recording, but you
it's
will
on
find.
YouTube, Prabhu, or is
I
it in
think
the Veda base?
you'll find it on YouTube.
Prabhu, what
Yeah,
words
search.
should I put in?
Then what is the homework then?
Prabhu, that's why I'm like,
Haribol.
what is the keywords?
Krishna Murari. Okay. Any other questions or comments?
What are the keywords?
Prabhuji, do you have time after this class? Like, do you want me to give you some break for a few minutes? Then I call you.
No, that's okay. We can talk.
Prabhupada,
Yeah,
just-
for 10-15 minutes I can talk. No problem. Yeah.